Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be talking about a story that is very interesting and mysterious. There are many conspiracy theories about this case. It involves the topic of demons and black magic. If you're interested in this type of content, please subscribe and leave a comment down below. Now, the things that are being said on this video are not stated as facts. Just content for those who enjoy creepy stories and conspiracy theories. With that being said, let's get started. This story starts with the famous radio sensation Juan Ramos Sainz. Juan Ramos Sainz is a Mexican radio personality, and his show was very popular during his time. The name of the radio show was called La Mano Peluda, the hairy hand. I know this may sound weird in English, but trust me, in Spanish, it makes sense. The show started in 1995 and it ended in 2010. The radio segment was about the paranormal. Juan Ramos Sainz would take in calls from people that wanted to share their paranormal experiences. If you're a fan of the paranormal, this radio show was for you. But one night, a man made a phone call to the show that changed everything. His name is Josue. If you speak Spanish, you're able to listen to the full call here on YouTube. Now, I will be trying my best to translate the conversation between Mr. Ramos and Josue, the mysterious caller. Josue Velasquez was calling from Monte, California. And the things he said live on radio would bring chills to anyone's spine. Josue starts telling his story. He confesses that for over 5 years, he has been battling with a demon. He says that his only objective was to contact Satan himself and be able to negotiate or come to an agreement to gain money. He says that him and his family have always struggled with money. When he was only 14 years old, he found a witchcraft book and started to read it. He decided to learn and read out loud the prayers in the book, hoping to have some connection with the spirit. In the book, it stated if he would summon a specific demon, he would be able to obtain everything he ever wanted. As he continues to talk to Mr. Sainz, he says he spent over years chanting and praying to the demon, but nothing would ever happen. He realized he had to do something more extreme to get the attention of the demon. That same night, he slit his wrist and began to chant the prayers to the demon. For his surprise, he tells Mr. Sainz that he achieved what he wanted. He describes the demon very well. He says he expected a goat-faced animal with large horns, but no. He says the demon was a tall, slender man with dark skin. Josue asks the demon, "Who are you?" And the demon replied with, "Didn't you want to see me?" Josue says that the demon would talk to him with the softest voice. Josue then asks the demon if he is Satan himself, and the demon replies with no. He continues to tell Juan and the audience from that night that this demon Josue talks about a time where he was doing the rituals in his own living room. It was around 2 a.m., he says. And once he completed the ritual, he started to walk down the hall to his room. But he hears noises coming from his mom's room. When he opens the door, he sees a pig standing upright, pulling on his mom's legs while she was unconscious. He looked at the pig and said, "Here, here." The pig replied and said, "Follow me." Josue tells Mr. Science that they started walking towards the house door, and he states that they teleported somehow to the hill where he had his altar. He was going to give him a gift. The gift was a ring. With the ring, he would be able to obtain anything he wanted. The demon says that if he wanted to have the powers of this ring, he must commit a sacrifice.
Tenía que dar a un familiar. Dije, mi madre, pues no la quiero mucho. Sí. Mis hermanos, pues no, porque por eso lo estoy haciendo. Y pensé en mi abuela. Estuvo sin ninguna marca. A mí me sorprendió muchísimo porque yo le hice un montón de cosas.
You can hear the pain in his voice as he explains his part of the story. One night, it was Mr. Science and Roberto Council on the line with Josue. The pastor, Roberto, would try his best to calm him down and guide him to the word of Christ.
Al día siguiente, el pastor Roberto Guaso platicó con Josué. Bien, Josué, ¿ya tiene su Biblia?
Señor, no la puedo abrir, está bien pesada. No la puedo abrir.
¿Por qué no la puedes abrir? ¿Cuál es la pesadez?
La intenté levantar y se me cayó al suelo, ¿no?
It was said that the pastor and Josue did communicate with each other, and in the end, Josue was able to be free from these demons. Now, time went by, and this is where it starts getting interesting. La Mano Peluda is one of the first shows that drew in people to explore more about the paranormal. Through the years, new radio segments, ghost hunters, and TV shows would come out. One of the most popular shows in the paranormal world was the show Extra Normal. This show would premiere on the channel Azteca. Extra Normal is a Mexican paranormal program. This show was presented with investigations carried out by paranormal investigators. On the show, they would investigate paranormal cases and myths. They would try to find evidence about the existence of ghosts or prove if the cases were real. In one episode, they talked about the show La Mano Peluda and how popular it was. They brought up the most terrifying episodes, and you guessed it, the top one was the Josue episode. So, the investigators wanted to interview Josue and get the full update on his life and how he was able to be free. They wanted to get the scoop on how he contacted the demons and get to the bottom of the full story. Well, as the show went on, Josue did show up for an interview, and the setting was at a cemetery. But not just Josue showed up, but also Juan Ramón Sáenz.
Al mundo de lo increíble, de lo insólito, de lo sobrenatural. Soy Juan Ramón Sáenz y aquí se respira.
During the interview, Mr. Sáenz is seen uncomfortable and confused. They end up finishing the interview and everyone went home. A week later, Juan Ramón Sáenz passed away. In May 29, 2011, he passed away from...
What is acute pericarditis? It's simply an acute inflammation of the pericardium, which is nothing but the sac surrounding the heart. The most common cause of pericarditis is infection, especially a viral infection.
The most common cause of pericarditis is a viral or bacterial infection. This information is important. The crew that was working that night states that they were not feeling well during the interview with Josue. The cameraman had to get surgery from some symptom he started to feel that night, and the interviewer had a car accident that same night on his way home. then Mr. Sines dies a week later? I don't know about you, but something is not right here. When Mr. Sines passed away, the pastor who assisted in Josue's case, Roberto Ganso, had also passed away. Here's where the conspiracy theories come in. People believe that Josue was seeking to meet again with Juan Ramon Sines to turn in his soul instead of his. People think that the demon never stopped haunting Josue. The production crew later on confesses that Josue didn't want to do the interview unless Juan Ramon and the Pastor Roberto were present. Remember how I mentioned not to forget the cause of death of Mr. Sines? Well, a few people believe that Josue had his ways.
Actualmente soy analista bacteriólogo parasitólogo. Yo siempre quise ser eso. Y me gradué en 6 meses de una carrera que tarda 8 años.
This was the career path that the demon helped Josue in. He confesses that once he had the ring, he was able to accomplish any goal he set his mind to. It is just a bit strange that his career is all about studying bacteria, and while Mr. Sines dies because of a bacteria, I'll let you think about that for a minute. Now, there is no information of how the pastor died. All we know is that he passed away a week later after Juan. As I was doing my research, I have seen videos of Josue, and it seems that now he dedicates his time to the paranormal world and speaks about his experiences. Some people say he never left the occult and it is still involved with witchcraft. Interviews where they have asked him about what happened with Mr. Sines, and his story seems to be the same. He always seems to just brush it off and give very little. In a recent podcast, he came out to speak, and in the comments of this video, people would mention that Josue would laugh in a very sinister way.
Te traga.
It seems like he couldn't control his laugh, and this pushes the idea even more that maybe, just maybe, he's still involved with the demons. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video. See you guys on my next paranormal story.